Manchester United is interested in signing Christian Pulisic, a story being reported by ESPN. Then Bukayo Saka is expected to go out of the club of Manchester United again on loan if at all there is no suitable suitor to come in and really get United the amount of money they want. Then we are talking Pulisic, a player of Uruguay who is expected to start today as Portugal takes on Uruguay. We are going to dissect that game of football because it is having how many players of United involved? 3 players of United involved. Pulisic, Diego Dallo, and Bruno Fernandes, obviously, who really went ahead to put into assists in the game of Ghana, where they are beaten by Portugal by 3-2. Then lastly, we are going to talk about reports of Cristiano Ronaldo and United not willing to go on and really do the needful to go on and spend a lot of money in the winter transfer window that happens in January. Welcome to you, United Matters channel. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. And after subscribing, hit the notification bell that will enable us get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Remember, we have hit 9,000 subscribers, and I believe let's get into the journey of really hitting or reaching 10,000 subscribers, meaning that we are left with like 900 subscribers. I know those are just peanuts for the viewers of the United Matters channel. Not so. So let's get into the story that Mark Ogden has really gone ahead to really bring us on this channel. He's telling us that United are open to a loan move for Christian Pulisic. Sources have told ESPN with the United States forward expected to be allowed to leave Chelsea in January transfer window. Now, that is what Odegaard is telling us, that Chelsea is willing to go on and let this guy leave Chelsea to join any club in the January transfer window. Now, the big question is on Captain America. He might be willing to come in and really play a very good job at Manchester United, but is Chelsea willing to go on and strengthen its competitors on the Premier League trophy? That's it. That's the big question, because they wouldn't allow him to go to United. That's it. I really believe it. I really believe it, because Chelsea is trailing behind United. It's like in the 8th position, and United is some good points ahead of Chelsea. Now, can Chelsea allow a player that they know has a very good skill set that can complement United and really add on a lot to the front line of United to go on and join Erik ten Hag? I doubt it. I doubt it. And if at all he's to go on and really get a club, I think they will tell him that please don't get a club that is Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, or any other team. I believe even Jurgen Klopp will be interested in signing a player like Pulisic, but obviously this is something that is going to rely onto the decision of the club and the player. Will they allow the player go to where he wants? Obviously, Ten Hag can convince him to come in at Manchester United because we lack options in the front three. The good thing of Pulisic is that he can play as a right winger and a left winger very, very well. That's the beauty of Christian Pulisic, and that's why I really love him a lot. When he was way back at Borussia Dortmund, he came in at Chelsea, and right now, looking at the World Cup, if I told you watch that game of England versus USA, Captain America was even named the man of the match into that game of football, because he really did lots of things that we would like to come in at Manchester United. But he's really a good player, and obviously I believe if a chance is given to him to come at Manchester United, he won't let it down. He will love to come and play football at Manchester United under the era of Erik ten Hag. But I doubt whether he's really going to be given the best that he deserves. But as a reminder, even in the summer, we were linked to him and Ziyech. The first story that really came out was that of Ziyech. Then when that of Ziyech died a natural death, they brought in Christian Pulisic, that he really wants to go on and really get in more playing time at his club to prepare for the World Cup. But he got some little minutes at Chelsea, and obviously Avram Graham Potter is not interested in him, and I think he's sending signals that I want him out and I would like to go on and really get in my own players that can fit my system at Chelsea. So let's wait and see what's going to happen as far as Christian Pulisic is concerned. But Mark Odegaard has continued to let us know that sources have told ESPN that Pulisic's injury problems at Chelsea have been noted by United, but he remains a player of interest in January because of the likely lack of proven options available on loan. Now, to me, Pulisic is coming at Manchester United as an icing on the cake. They believe it. To complete the cake, I think you just need to have a Cody Gakpo there. But by having Pulisic helps you to see to it that when Sancho is really not fit or you want to rest Anthony, Pulisic can come in and really get the job done. And most especially in killing off games. He is good. He's good when it comes to act in tight spaces. That is Christian Pulisic. He perfectly fits the style of Erik ten Hag, and the reason as to why I'm not so much convinced with him being lead at Manchester United, yet we are having Alejandro Garnacho, a young one, is because Mark Odegaard works for ESPN, and obviously a player who goes by a correspondent known as Rob Dawson works for ESPN, and Rob Dawson is a correspondent for Manchester United. Now, why isn't it that Rob Dawson, a correspondent of Manchester United at the ESPN, is letting off this story? Because this would have been a very good exclusive. What does that really show to you or reveal to you? It's that this story is really lacking legs. It does not have legs. It does not add up, according to me. And I don't see all these things adding up, because you can't tell me that United is going in for Pulisic. Obviously, he's a good player. I don't doubt him. But I think it's just a story that his agent might be manufacturing to put it outside there in the media. But 100% I don't rule it out, as I started this story of Pulisic, that he might be wanted at Manchester United, obviously by Erik ten Hag, to come in and really bluster his front three of the attack. So let's wait and see what's going to happen in there for you. Now, the same guy known as Mark Odegaard has told us that sources have told ESPN that United are not planning to make substantial moves in January, although the club's decision to cancel Cristiano Ronaldo's contract has left Ten Hag needing a proven forward. Obviously, this is not news for us because we knew it before, even when we are not nearing the January transfer window, that United, we are not planning to go out and spend huge into the market. The technical director, is he the sporting director? Football director. That's the football director, who goes by the names of John Mata, came out and confirmed to the fans of United that we're not going to go ahead and really see United go on a spending spree like they did last summer. Last summer, they spent close to £200 million and they're not willing to go on and spend it. And he went ahead to downplay a story that came out in the media after United beat Sheffield by 2-0 as players headed for their international duty, that Manchester United was going to give Erik ten Hag £70 million to spend in January. They say they don't have that money. So when Mark Odegaard comes in through and really says that United are really in a condition that is not going to enable them to spend a lot of money in January, I 100% agree with it. But the departure of Ronaldo has left Erik ten Hag demanding for a proven forward. That's why I believe Cody Gakpo is going to be one of those players that they're really looking at to go out and really sign. Because if you get in Cody Gakpo, he's really going to go on and really solve lots of problems for you at Manchester United, especially those centre-forward problems that are really being faced by United because Ronaldo has left with Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford sometimes. So when you bring in Cody Gakpo, obviously that's great. And this is where I can go on and really agree with my Odegaard that maybe they might want to go in and bring in a Pulisic to see to it that Erik ten Hag fulfills his plan of having 3 strikers, because Ten Hag can see a striker in Rashford, in Martial, and Cody Gakpo. And obviously, Pulisic can also be a player who is going to come in through and do the needful. But the departure of Ronaldo means they have to go on and really bring in a player that Ten Hag is wanting. And that player that Ten Hag is wanting is obviously a player who goes by the names of Cody Gakpo there for you. So that's what Mark Odegaard has told us today. And we are so much in discussion with it because it is really a very huge story that we need to go all out and really talk about. Now, let's talk about another player known as Aaron Wan-Bissaka. For Erik ten Hag has shown that he no longer needs this player. Even when Dalot was absent in the game of Fulham, he had to play with an inverted right back in the names of Tyrell Malacia, in confirmation to the board that please, I don't want the player that you wanted me to keep and really improve. And remember, how did this come about? This came about towards the end of the summer transfer window. Ten Hag went to the board, told them I really want another right back to come out and compete with Diego Dalot or really back up Diego Dalot. They told him we're not going to sign another right back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is there. Use him. Remember, he was going in for Serginho Dest, and Serginho Dest was available on loan, and then he went into AC Milan. So Ten Hag went ahead to show the board that, all right, that's what you've done. Let me show you that I'm not going to even use him for a single minute. I remember in the game of Liverpool, that's when Aaron Wan-Bissaka came on and played only 80 minutes. That's it. But he didn't future any further since that game of Liverpool, and the manager has been benching, not even including him on the bench of United, because he felt like that's the best way to send the message to the board that the player you want me to keep or to start at Manchester United is not in my plans. And obviously, we've been told the following by Playtigol that Manchester United will let Aaron Wan-Bissaka leave on loan in January. That's what they're telling us. Now, to me, I believe this is all wastage of time. If I'm Manchester United, if you sold James Garner, who had a very huge ceiling and talented player at £15 million, why don't you go out and really sell off this player? Sell Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Any amount of money that you get will benefit the club in the January transfer window. Sell him off, get £20 million out of him, then you can really move on and really bring us another right back, because we badly need a right back. I can't see myself watching Tyrell Malacia playing as a right back, yet he's left-footed and does not even have a right foot in him. Why should we go on and really embarrass ourselves to that level? I believe this guy shouldn't even be loaned. He should be sold out on a permanent basis, such that we know that he's totally out and we see what the plan of the club is going to be, because the Glazers now in a condition of selling, and they need to go out and really bring in strong players that can really heighten and really reach the level of the amount of money they are demanding for Manchester United. With the departure of Ronaldo, one of the big making machines at Manchester United, that leaves a lot of loopholes at Manchester United, and I believe it's better to go in and really sell Aaron Wan-Bissaka other than really loaning him, because no reason of loaning him. It's better sell him off, get the money and invest it wisely. That's it. So after that, we all know that today there is a big game, Portugal and Uruguay, taking place, and we all know that Bruno Fernandes, Diego Dalot play for a side which goes by the name of Portugal, and Facundo Pellistri play for Uruguay. Facundo Pellistri, the first game they played against South Korea, played 80 minutes and taken off the field of play, and almost he never played the remaining 12 minutes, but almost 90% of the minutes that were supposed to be played by him, he really had a very good display for the game of football. Now today, we expect him to go out and start, and this is a story that has been put out by Playtigol. Not so, it's not that, it's this. Rob Dawson is telling us that Facundo Pellistri is likely to start for Uruguay against Portugal later today. That is Facundo Pellistri, and he's really a very good player that Rob Dawson came out and really told us about him, how he's working to impress Erik ten Hag, working tirelessly. He stays behind with the likes of Ben McCarthy to improve on his shooting, and obviously the main reason as to why he is not playing in the Premier League got noticed. He got to know that his physicality is lacking, and obviously he went into the gym to do the needful to get up those muscles and really bulk up in a very great way that can suit the Premier League. So that is Facundo Pellistri. He's going to be playing Bruno Fernandes and Diego Dalot at Manchester United. He knows Ronaldo too, though Ronaldo is no longer playing for Manchester United, so they are going to be looking at one another. The same applies to Edison Cavani. previously at Manchester United and now playing for Uruguay. But I saw him come from the bench. And Luis Suarez also is one of those players that is really doing a very good job for a side which goes by the names of Uruguay. So that is going to be a very huge game. Bruno Fernandes versus Facundo Pellistri. But at the national team, Facundo Pellistri looks a very good player, and he is so much expansive and obviously electrifying at the national team. You never know, he might use this World Cup to announce himself as one of those players available to be taken by teams that really have huge interest in him. Thank you guys for watching in. What are your thoughts on Pulisic to United on loan, Bissaka, Aaron out, and obviously Pellistri to start in the game of football of Portugal versus a side which goes by the names of Uruguay? I'm out for now. See you later. May the Lord bless you abundantly.